Alright, hi guys. I know we're about maybe 10 minutes late, but that's okay. We just had to get everything started and get everything together. We'll wait a few seconds. We already got somebody in. You know, if I turn this the other way, I don't think it's gonna cooperate.
No, what I'll do, I'll just do it with my phone.
You sure? So you want me to end it and then come back?
No, I'm just gonna
Hi guys. 1 second.
Hold on a second. Just waiting for people to come in too, right?
Yeah, we have about 2 people in right now.
Okay.
I'm going to turn this over a second, see who's talking right now. Hi. Okay. We're going to get started in a few minutes, guys, okay? So don't worry.
Come in.
Alright, so what are you doing?
I just... what's how many people are here now?
It's like I'm trying to like keep us in frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get it to come up on my phone too. No, but it's not showing up here.
Okay, I don't know anymore.
Okay.
Okay, alright, so I guess we're going to get started. So today we are doing a money or prosperity ritual for you guys.
And how's everyone doing?
Yeah.
Hi, Vic.
Who is that?
It's Adrian. We apologize. The way our camera's set up and then reading names, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. But, let's see. Before we get started, we just wanted to do this because, you know, today is Thursday. It's Jupiter energy. You know, Thursday is about expansion. It's about abundance, prosperity. It's also a day of luck. So we figured this would be really nice to do for you guys. And we just wanted to kind of show you how we do it. I know there's about maybe 1,000 candle ritual videos on YouTube, but we just wanted to show you our method of doing so. And let's see, the first thing we would get started with is cleansing our space. So, before you begin, you can sage yourself, you can sage out your house, the space that you're working in. You know, make sure your windows are open so that way all the negative energy can leave. And then, after you sage, you want to bring back in some good energy. So, for instance, you would burn a money-attracting incense. Could you pass me?
Sure. Like, we have
There's
a
several
few favorites.
Yeah.
And,
I'll let you do that.
This is one of our latest, our new favorites, because it smells really delicious. It's Good Fortune by him.
Yeah.
And we've been burning this lately. And then also, there's a few different money oils. This one is...
Incense,
I'm sorry, incense. This is Attracts Money. And we burn this one a lot, too.
I think there's another one in that bag right there. It's a yellow one.
That
one.
Okay, it's another one of our favorites, and it's money drawing, and all these are by him. You can get these easily on Amazon. So, you know, we want to bring the sweetness back in. We've cleansed, so we like to burn our money herbs. Some crystals that we like to have, or of course, maybe just a regular quartz crystal, citrine, avitrine. You know, those money drawing crystals, your lodestones.
Yeah. Pyrite.
Yeah. Things that are money attraction.
Also, tiger's eye is another good stone to use in your rituals.
It is.
And then, of course, you would use some Florida water. You know, gotta anoint yourself. I like to put it on the back of my neck, too.
And yeah, you want to make sure you're cleansed. So, ordinarily, if you're doing spiritual work, you want to make sure you're taking your spiritual baths on a regular basis. And that will help clean your aura, get rid of negative debris, negative energy. So when you're doing your magic, you don't want any roadblocks or anything. Also, and this is just really basic type things. aside from cleaning yourself, your magic tools, and everything that you're using, you want to make sure your space is clear, your home is free of clutter and things of that nature, especially the space you're working in.
I was trying to reach for something. Oh my gosh.
Because negative energy likes to hide in clutter and things of that nature. Okay, so we're still getting everything together.
Alright, so before we actually get started on the demo part, has anybody said anything yet? Oh, okay, I couldn't see if someone was. I wish the camera was turned the other way. But before we get started, you want to put yourself
Hi,
in
Candy.
Who's
saying hello?
Hi.
Okay, I just wanted to try to say hello to everyone. I apologize.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay.
So before you get started, you want to put yourself in a good space. So don't do this if you are stressed out, if you just had an argument with someone, if you're feeling kind of sad, kind of, feeling down or anxious. Just first, calm yourself, take the bath, sage, Florida water. If you have to, do a money or prosperity meditation before you actually start this. So that way it gets your mind aligned with the thoughts of prosperity and abundance. That way you're in tune with it. That way you're already on that frequency. So it's really good to apply mindset type of things, mentalism, law of attraction principles to your workings to help strengthen it and to, get it in motion.
And your ritual's already started before you even start the physical aspect. Once you have the concept in your head, you start visualizing it. That's where the mentalism comes in. That's part of the manifestation part. So before you're doing the ritual, as you're doing the ritual, you're visualizing what you want to come to you. Yeah. You're visualizing the outcome, like it's already happened.
Yes, that's the key. Like it's already happened. Yeah,
that's part of the manifestation and bringing those things, attracting what you want into your life.
Because you don't want to do it and throughout the whole ritual you're just in this mode of doubt, you're in this mode of fear, like I really don't think it's going to work for me, I don't think it's going to happen for me. That's not the right type of energy you want to bring to your work, because then you're just self-sabotaging and you're letting your fears get the best of you,
and at that point you really shouldn't be doing any work. And another thing, especially when you're doing like money, magic, prosperity, and abundance work, you don't want to wait to the last minute till something is like really serious going on, pressing. You want to always be working your money magic, having your money altar going, feeding your money altar, lighting your candles, and things of that nature. There's so many different types of prosperity work you can be doing, but you don't want to just do something isolated when you're in dire straits and you really, really need money. And you find if you work a system of magic and you're continually feeding it, that things will always be open, there'll always be resources unbeknownst to you that they'll just come out of nowhere, out of thin air. You don't want to be very, very stressed.
Yep, people, places, opportunities will come to you.
They will.
They'll open up, for you, essentially. Also, too, I do want to reiterate that this type of work is like ongoing work. You can't just do this like once a month and then you're wondering why you don't see like any results. This is something you at least have to do once a week if you can't commit to doing it daily, at least on a Thursday. I would say the best days for money and prosperity work are Mondays. You can do Wednesday too, because Wednesday aligns with Mercury energy, so it's kind of like swift and fast. So you can do Mondays, you can do Wednesdays. The most obvious is Thursday because of Jupiter. With Friday, you have the Venus energy, so that is good for bringing in money. It's really good for attraction type working and luck. And then, of course, Sunday, because you think of gold and you think of the color yellow and wealth. So I would say Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays are the best day to do money work. Did you have anything else you want to add in?
Yeah, just with what you were saying, sometimes, and not just, this is not like an emergency type situation per se, but sometimes things just come up and you already have all your money stuff in place, but things sometimes come up, and you have to maybe do a petition or something, or maybe a family member or a friend. So you don't have to wait for a particular hour or a particular day. Sometimes when things come up, you just have to go ahead and do the ritual. So that's just something to keep in mind too.
Yeah, because you have to experiment with your ritual. see what works, see what doesn't work, because we've done, candle spells that obviously have not worked, and it's a great learning opportunity to see what you can tweak, what you need to change, what needs to be different. Some people prefer to do it with a green candle. Obviously, you can use white because it's all-purpose.
Yeah.
And some people prefer to use yellow or gold candles. So this one was $5.99 at Kohl's. So around Christmas time, that's the best time of year to get your gold candles. Gold and the sparkly silver type of candles too. So always be on the lookout for seasonal items during certain holidays, and you can't find them during the regular times of the year.
It's your time to really stock up.
Yeah, so you could do this with a gold or a green candle. I have seen people get results with excuse me, a red candle.
Because, I was going to just mention
go
candle.
ahead and reiterate on that.
Yeah, definitely, because the energy of red will bring in the money, and I've seen a lot of people do abundance work with red candles and have gotten like great results. But
yeah, because it's
fast.
Yeah, and it's a color of attraction and urgency.
So that might be something you consider when something comes out of the blue and you really need to get a ritual done for something that you need right away too.
Also too, we're doing this kind of from the Hoodoo and Conjure perspective. So I understand that not everyone is comfortable with the Bible, even though Hoodoo is largely based on the scriptures. So you can apply this to your own magical system, working with your ancestors, your spirits, different deities, a different pantheon if you wish. So that way this is adaptable. You don't have to do it exactly where we're doing it, but we have always found that Bible magic and the Psalms is very powerful. I know that we have a painful history with it, with our people, slavery, us African Americans and Africans. However, the Bible, to me, what I've come to understand over the last 10 years is that it really is an occult book. If you can look past, some of the more negative connotations and things about women and sacrificing people, obviously that's a no-no, and how people were treated, and the whole slave master type of dialogue. If you can look past that and read in between the lines, you will actually see how magical the book really, really is. And yes, you do have to take into account that it has been rewritten a lot of times. Most people don't know how to read Hebrew or Greek, Latin, or Aramaic, so there are a lot of things that have been taken out, a lot of things that have been changed, and of course the feminine principle, the great mother aspect is really missing. So take it with a grain of salt, be open-minded, be flexible, have discernment, and just reading between the lines, because as a scholar you have to study everything, the good, the bad, the weird in between. You have to really have a, what's the word I want to say, a versatile knowledge.
Yeah, just be open to expand your knowledge. I guess particularly us, when we're focusing on Hoodoo and ATRs and things, there's so many other cultures and magical systems that are available to us, and when you really look at some of those systems, a lot of stuff originates back to African or African culture some way or some sort. So don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and learn new things, because you can incorporate anything into your magic, what resonates with you.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think that was a good primer before we got started. So, okay, so you've already cleansed your space, you've cleansed yourself, you've cleansed all of your supplies, your candle, with Florida water, maybe some salt water, some smoke, incense, sage. You've cleaned all of your tools.
You've done protective prayers and things of that nature. So you're grounded, and now you're ready to start.
It's kind of stuck. Is it back to normal? Okay, it's good.
Yeah.
So the first thing you would do is you want to inscribe on your candle. So you would inscribe your name, your date of birth, and some people do write their petition into their candle as well. If you want, you can just take a piece of paper and write your petition on, but we're going to show you how to do that also as well. So you would write your name. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm writing my name, date of birth, And on our candles, we always like to say thank you. Thank you to the divine, to our ancestors, spirit guides. We always say thank you. And then what you also want to write on here is money come to me. You can put now if you want to give it more of a commanding energy. So you would just, inscribe that in the candle. Obviously you can't see it, but you can see the scribbling on there. The next thing you would do is you would take your money oil. This is a big batch of money oil. I've had this, I actually made this.
How long has it been?
2.5 years ago, 3 years ago.
I think it's been, yeah.
Yeah, I've given other family members some of this oil.
We just work from this.
Yeah.
For our personal stuff.
I put it in smaller containers so it can travel with me. A little bit really goes a long way. And as you can see, it's really darkened over time, so that's good. All the essence is really in there.
I wish you could smell this.
I know.
It's so divine. It's very, it has a sweet essence to it.
It smells like cinnamon and mint. It just smells amazing. Just smell it.
I can smell it from over here. Yeah, when you open it, it's like a bouquet of fragrance.
Okay, so you would get some on your hands. I also like to anoint myself. Now, careful, if your oil has too much cinnamon in it, you don't want to put too much on your skin because then you'll get irritated. But I like to put it all over my hands, my arms, and I just tell myself, I'm prosperous, I'm abundant, I'm a money magnet. I tell myself those affirmations while I'm doing this. So in your mind, you can be saying those affirmations. You can be saying them out loud while you're doing your work. And I'll let you have some too. Right. And then I'm going to rub it all over the candle. And on the top too. You can do in a clockwise motion so that way you're bringing the money in. And just while you're doing this, just think about what you're doing. Rub the oil up towards you because the money is coming towards you. Money comes to me. I'm a magnet for money. Prosperity.
Sweet spaces.
Yes.
Spaces.
Always make sure you reiterate that your money comes to you, like you said, from sweet and safe places, because you don't want it to come to you from a sense of misfortune, like a car accident, some type of legal situation. You just don't want it to come to you from a negative place, or someone being harmed. Yeah, you want it to come from a good and positive space. So after you have rubbed your candle down with the money oil, the next thing you're going to do, and actually I'm going to put a little bit more in here.
Oh, okay.
So that way it really sticks.
Okay.
You're going to start using your herbs. Put a little bit more in here so it's really well oiled. Now, some people are really particular. You don't have to be. If that helps you to stay focused and be particular, you know what I mean? You don't have to do this in such a cookie cutter type of way.
Yeah, we're just giving you a basic way, something to build from.
All right. So, the next ingredient we have is honey. So, honey is a great attraction material to use. It's sweet because you want your money to come from sweet places. It's very uplifting, has a good high vibration.
And you want your money to stick to you.
Exactly.
Honey is nice and sticky and clingy.
I'll let you put the honey on the candle.
Alright.
And you know what? We're going to tilt this down so you guys can see a little bit of what we're doing. There we go.
Give me the messy job. You're always going upward because you want things to come to you.
Now, you don't have to put the honey on your hands. You can just drizzle it on the candle, but if you want to really infuse it with your energy, then you can do it that way.
And go in a clockwise position because you want to bring things to you, not away from you. Yeah, I could have drizzled it on, but I mean,
Oh, this oil smells good.
Alright.
Okay.
I think I said put it down right there.
Yeah. There you go.
Alright.
Alright, so now that you really have the honey on here, it's going to help your herbs to stick really good. So I don't know if you guys saw the post we made a couple hours ago. We're only going to be using 3 things for this ritual. So first we're going to be using is basil. They call basil the king of herbs. It has a fiery element. People really think of success when it comes to the herb basil. Basil is good for drawing in money. It's also good for protecting your money. Because not only do you want to draw in your money, but you want to be able to hold on to it. Are you too much out of frame?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, that's fine.
And when you, usually I like the glass jars better. I don't know if I can get this off. There we go. So what you would do is you would put the basil in your hand. You want to get your energy on it. You don't need a whole lot. And you basically just want to tell the basil what you to do. So what you need it to do. So I would say something along the lines of, you know, Spirit of Basil, bring me prosperity, bring me money. Bring me money from all four directions, the north, the south, the east, and the west, with no harm to me or anyone. And I always tell it thank you. And it's okay to get messy.
Thanking the spirit of the herb.
Exactly. Sprinkle this all over.
You can even sprinkle some in the plate and roll the candle in it too.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put the top back on here so it's easy to just...
You can do that, sprinkle it that way.
Yeah.
But you want to put it in your hands because you want your energy in this. This is how you're giving it your power, and imbuing it with the energy to draw what you want to you.
Mm-hmm. Money comes to me. Money comes to me. Mm-hmm. I'm a magnet for money. All right. And then you can just put the basil around the plate. The next herb you're going to be using, which hopefully you have in your kitchen because the holidays are coming up, is thyme. So thyme is really good for growing your money, and it's good for protecting your money as well. So you should always have some thyme in your house. It helps to prevent poverty, okay?
Okay, I wasn't sure if you don't.
Alrighty. And pour some around the plate too. Thyme, bring me money, increase my prosperity, help to grow my money, bring me positive financial opportunities. I'm open to prosperity in all of its forms. Bring money to me from the north, the south, the east, and the west with no harm to me or anyone. And then, of course, sprinkle it on your candle. Roll the candle towards you. Thank you, thyme. Thank you to the spirit of thyme. Thyme, protect my money. Allow my money to stay with me. Where is that napkin? Oh. This stuff is all right. Thank you.
Should have had a damp napkin over here.
It's okay.
All right, so...
And then we have pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
So I was saying on the post that if you didn't feel like mixing up any sugar, some cinnamon, some clove, allspice, or nutmeg, pumpkin spice is all-purpose.
All-inclusive.
Okay, because you know you have that ginger. That ginger has the heat. It helps to speed up the working. The cinnamon helps to give heat and momentum to your working. It has a sweet nature as well. The allspice and the nutmeg has a lot of Jupiterian energy. It's very lucky. Cloves are for success. And then let's see what else is in here.
I think you named everything, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's about everything in there. Cinnamon, ginger, sugar, nutmeg, allspice. And then of course sugar sweetens your money. It sweetens your situation. Sweetens your money matters. Can you guys see this good? Can you see the plate good? If you can, just make sure, let me know in the comments. Or put like a thumbs up. Oh, this thing does not want to adjust.
I think
it'll be fine. Or maybe move this back. There we go. I can move it towards me.
All right.
So then you would sprinkle your candle with the pumpkin spice. Money come to me. Money come to me. Money come to me. Money come to me. And also do the top of the candle. Get that well coated. Do some around the plate. Okay. All right. sweet pie now. I have a really bad sweet tooth. It's awful.
Yeah, she does.
And then the last thing, this is optional. You don't have to do this. I could not find.
Ask you about that.
Yeah, I could not find my gold magnetic sand. That's what I would usually use.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah,
we always include that.
But you can add some gold glitter. It's very pretty. It's attractive to the spirits. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. And just sprinkle it on. Okay. So, for your petition, you want to think about how much you need. If you need a specific amount, you can do that. Write that on your paper. So, I would write it as if it's already happened. And you don't need a large piece of paper. I'm just using this for the demo. So, I would say, thank you in advance for bringing me the $500. Or I can say, I'm so appreciative that I received $500.
Something of that nature.
Right. If you needed it by a specific date, you could do that by so-and-so. So that's how you can write your petition. So you would have your name on here, your date of birth, your petition. What I also like to do is I like to put the success sigil in each corner of the paper. I also like to put the Jupiter symbol that looks like, a number 4. And I also like to put, money signs on it. I like to put 777 for good luck. So, for instance, I'll just write it.
And also,
really quick.
while she's doing that, a lot of people like to work with sigils. So, if you have a money sigil that you use, or, something of that nature, you can write that on the petition. You can also set it underneath the candle. What's something else I wanted to say? I'm trying to remember what it was. It'll come back to me. This is important.
Let's see. Put the name, date of birth on here. I am so thankful that I received $500
for my car payment.
yeah, let me write that. For my
yeah.
car payment. Let's write that. And then I put on here, thank you. Then I have the Jupiter symbol in each corner. I like to put 777. Because, these symbols, it doesn't matter what you write as long as they're aligned with what you want. So it helps to keep your subconscious mind focused on what you're doing. It's going to be backwards on the camera, but you guys get the gist of it.
Also, some people like to use brown paper or parchment or different things. We've had success using notebook paper, brown paper, all of the above. So don't get hung up again on exactly what item you're using, a specific item.
Yeah.
Intention, and your energy you're imbuing it with. So that notebook paper will work just as good. Also, you can anoint your petition with oils, money oil, patchouli.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
If you don't have money oil, things, any oil that's related to abundance.
Like an essential oil, peppermint,
cinnamon,
patchouli.
Right. And so you don't necessarily have to have a money oil made together just to do a money ritual. I like to be really organized when I'm doing my rituals. So I like to have all my herbs together.
5-spot anointing.
I like to have my oils in one. But, everybody does magic differently. But just know that, you don't have to be so strict and everything doesn't have to be so concise. And we keep reiterating that because a lot of people get hung up on that, and then the ritual is either you lose the focus and the attention where it needs to be, and it loses its energetic value. So just, don't focus on things that are really not that important to the ritual. You just have to understand that the spirit is working here. If you're working with your ancestors, or you're working with the energy of the earth with the herbs, the spirit of the herbs, or if you're working with the deity. So you need to understand and focus on that energy is working for you. You're working together, and don't get fixated on other things, because that focus, that intense energy and focus is what is going to bring this into you as soon as you need it to come into it. It's going to align with you.
Right.
Yeah, and even though you're doing this ritual, and so before the ritual, after the ritual, you're thinking negative. You're thinking, oh, I'm never going to have money. And if you're going to do all that
to yourself.
Don't even bother doing this. Because everything has to be in alignment. We're not perfect. We're not always going to be able to think like positive all the time. We're human. But pause a little bit.
Yeah.
You need to stay in alignment with what you're doing. And it has to be throughout your life, every day, all the time. Not in an obsessive way, but I mean, this is not just something you're doing for fun. You know, magic is a lifestyle. It's, you know, it's in your blood. You know, so you have to be serious about this, you know, and understand that everything has to work together. It's nothing. Please don't be haphazard in doing this. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
And, you know, be enthusiastic while doing this. Don't be too serious, but don't be underwhelmed either.
Right.
You know?
Because that affects the energy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to mention music.
Like, I was just about to say that. Go ahead.
I was going to say
music
music is like a heck of a vibration to bring in. And some people may say, don't listen to that or whatever. Listen to what makes you feel good, what puts you in alignment with abundance and money. Okay? So it's all in what makes you feel good. If you're feeling good, you're going to pull in what you need to bring to you.
So, yeah, you know, create a money playlist. You know, put some feel-good music on there. You know, things that make you think about prosperity, that makes you happy, that makes you think about good times, like, you know, all is good. You know, life is good.
And it raises the frequency so much. Music really, really pushes the frequency up there. So, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. The next thing is, you know, you've written your petition, you've anointed your paper. So what you can do is, I'm going to put this back down. I might have to, because I know it's on.
Back here.
I don't know if it's going to reach.
No, I'm going to move it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so keep going.
Okay, so pretty much what I was saying is, you know, if you can unattach that, just plug it up to my laptop, and then, can it come off of there? The cord?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just do it like
okay.
that.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah.
1 second, guys. Technical difficulties.
Okay.
No, the other part.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank
okay,
you.
do that way. Okay.
Do that way. This cord, hold on.
Trying to plug up our Mac. We're going to lose power here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to do it?
I got it.
You got it?
Just a little bit of maneuvering.
Okay, I don't know what I was thinking just now.
And then plug it up.
Okay, through there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get up and do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we good again?
Cool.
Okay, great.
All right.
So,
And then also, too, you guys can ask questions. So we're almost done, you know, with the actual ritual itself. So then you've written your petition. You've anointed it with money oil. If you don't have money oil, you can use olive oil. You can use peppermint essential oil, patchouli oil, cinnamon oil. That's really good to use because it all aligns with the vibration of money and prosperity. So what you can do is you can either fold. Okay, it's back. So you can fold your petition towards you and say, money comes to me now. Money comes to me now. Money comes to me now. You don't have to fold it into a square. You can leave it this size. Or if you want to, you can just keep your petition open and then place it under the plate. Now, some people do place it under the candle. Just be cautious when the candle gets down to the very end. You don't want your paper to catch on fire, okay? All right, so now we've done all those things. You can say a prayer before you light it.
And I was going to say, too, you could say whatever you want when folding the paper. We're just saying money comes to me. That's something basic. But you say what you normally say or what comes to you in terms of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we just touch on everything because we find a lot of times people ask questions, do I have to say exactly like that? And it's not that it's common sense, but if you're not used to doing these things or you're thinking if one little thing is not right, it's not tweaked correctly. And so we just want to mention that just so you understand that everything is how you make it. It's how it resonates with you, how you want it to be.
Yeah. Make sure, the camera's charged, and you don't gotta log in.
No, I wasn't doing all that. I was powering it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Was there anything else I wanted to say before I move forward? I'm just trying to make sure I'm going in order here so it all makes sense. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think we pretty much said everything in terms of the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a very basic money ritual.
Yeah.
That you can build from, that you can always use. We want to stress that.
Mm-hmm. If you want to, you can keep a dollar bill on the plate.
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah.
You can keep one of your crystals and stones. You can keep a lodestone and feed the lodestone while the candle is burning.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure that the lodestone is, cleansed, it's baptized. It has been programmed to do what you need it to do. You've commanded the energy with the lodestone. And then you can also put some bay leaves around here as well. So you do have those. You don't have to use bay leaves because this ritual only used 3 things besides the oil. It was the pumpkin spice, some thyme,
basil.
and basil.
We're just trying to keep it simple because we just want you to see that it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. They don't have to be perfect looking either. They can be, a little bit broken up. They don't have to be full leaf. Bay leaves are good for protection. They're good for success. They're good for wishes. If you want,
yeah.
If you have some old pieces, you can put money on there. You can take like a green Sharpie and put money signs on there, or the actual dollar amount that you need.
And some people like to write on these too, and use them as a little petition and burn them as well. So.
Yeah, burn them afterwards. Absolutely. Okay, so now that we have all that done, now is the time to say some prayers before you light the candle. So an easy one to do would be Psalms 23. And if you think about Psalms 23, it's really all-purpose. A lot of people are like, well, why Psalms 23? Psalms 23, it talks about prosperity. It talks about peace, meaning that you shouldn't want for anything. It's about having your needs met. So that is why Psalms 23 is an excellent money and prosperity psalm to pray. So you can be praying Psalms 23 while you're setting up this whole ritual, while you're putting the powder, the oil, the herbs. That way it keeps you in alignment with your working. Another one that you can pray, I actually have this as a list. So it serves as 2 different things, the prayer list and the petition. Okay, so another psalm that you can use is Psalms 122. And I want you to really focus on verse number 7. Verse number 7 says, "Peace be within thy walls and prosperity within thy palaces." So that's talking about bringing money into your home. That whole verse is about a money blessing, a money house blessing, okay? So really concentrate and meditate on verse number 7. Peace be within thy walls and prosperity within thy palaces. It's about your home being filled with peace, financial security. You have steady, positive cash flow coming in. That is what you want to think about when you're praying Psalms 122, or really any of the verses that you want to use. Another one you can use is Psalms 119, verses 17 through 24. A lot of people might actually know that one very good. Another one is Proverbs 10:22. It says, "The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it." So meaning that money shouldn't be something hard or difficult. It shouldn't be straining you. It shouldn't be, it shouldn't be hard to manifest. What's hard about it is our thoughts, our conditions, how we feel about money. If you have a poverty or a lack mindset, that's what's painful about it. It doesn't mean breaking your back to work hard all day long. It means working smarter. Okay, so apply that principle to it. But that is essentially what the verse is saying, is that you don't have to be stressed out about it. Yes, the work you put in has to be a good amount of effort, but it shouldn't be, like it says, painful.
Another thing, when you think about money, it's called currency. And current, that's an energetic stream.
Yes.
So you have to get out of the physical sense of thinking about money and get into the energetic sense of thinking about money. This is all energy. It's a current. So that's the alignment, the frequency. So you have to think more in the energetic terms of attracting money.
Yeah.
And that kind of like wraps around what BREE just said about being so hard to get money and, you know, having to kill yourself. No, it's an energetic force. You know, money flows to you all the time. You know, and think about whatever money leaves you, it's always going to come back to you.
Yeah, so stop holding on to it so tight, because then it can't circulate and flow in your life. Don't be stingy with your money. Don't, you know, be so, you know, harsh about it. Mm-hmm. Another verse that you can use is from the book of Deuteronomy. It's chapter 28, verses 1 through 14. And you can also do chapter 14, verses 25 through 26. So those are really good Bible verses about money and prosperity. So you want to look those up. I will also post those in the comments, so that way you guys will have it again, so you don't have to go back and rewatch the video, so that we can easily find it. All right, so now you've done all of that, and then...
You want to do that?
Huh?
You want to put the tarot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can...
Okay,
yeah.
okay, cool.
Sorry, just trying to see.
Logistics.
Yeah. And then you would light your candle. Okay. And, you know, just sit here. You know, you can have your music going. If you don't want to have music going, that's fine. But just meditate on what you're doing. Meditate on the money coming to you. Make sure you are receptive to the money coming to you, because money can come to you in the form of a better job, a promotion, a raise. It can come to you as a financial opportunity, a business opportunity. It can come to someone actually lending you the money. It can come to you winning the money, like, you know, as a door prize, lottery, someone just wanting to bless you for no reason at all, but just to say, like, hey, you know what, I felt it in my heart to give you this. I feel like you should have it. And you know what? Don't be all scared and nervous and be like, oh, well, accept it. As long as it's coming from a safe and positive place, it should be safe to accept the money if someone is gifting it to you. If it's from a really nasty, negative person, then maybe that's something different, or someone you know is really difficult or has a lot of just bad energy with them, then I can understand why you wouldn't accept it. But, you know, just be open to it. The money can come to you, or prosperity can come to you, not just in forms of money, but someone giving you a gift, someone treating you to lunch, someone giving you a gift certificate, a gift card. It may not always be physical cash.
Right. And that, and saying that when you receive gifts and things, you know, don't turn them away, because that is helping you align again with the frequency of money. We keep repeating ourselves because this is what we want you to understand how this works. So yeah, that keeps you on the frequency of abundance. I just lost my thought. I was going to say something about that. Oh, okay. So also, you're doing your rituals and you want the money to come to you, and you know, so as is above, as is below. So you have to create the portals and the openings from the money to come through. Just touching on what you just said. Yes. Okay. So even if it's through a business or some other source where money could come through, you know, you're doing all this.
A container.
Yeah. You know, create the spaces for the money to be there in your life.
For you to receive
it, because it's not going to just fall out of nowhere. But if you have created something in your life for the money to come through, then the money comes more readily as well.
Yeah. Because, you know, sometimes people, you have like a set income with your job, so you probably, unless you're working in a more career-based type field, then that's different. So with a career-based field, you know, you're more open to getting a promotion or raise versus a set type of income. So the money spill, it may not, if you're working like a normal 9-to-5 job, it might not always come through a raise or promotion. It just might come through other opportunities outside of work. But with, you know, something more career-based with a lot of longevity to it, it can come in a form of, you know, getting a bonus, getting a raise, and a promotion. So that's what you have to keep in mind, too, because the money just isn't going to come out of thin air. Sometimes there are miracles that happen like that. I can't lie and say that they don't happen, but you have to have a container set up for the money to come to you. And also, too, going back to prosperity, you know, you want to grow your prosperity. You're planting the seeds for it to grow. So you have to,
earlier. Okay.
So you have to nurture it, where you should be praying for your prosperity every single day. You should be lighting a candle every single day, or at least once a week. Not once every 2 months, every 3 months.
Real life happens too. And also, if you want to work with the hours of the day, there's
planetary hours.
The planetary hours. There's apps you can download if you have the time and the space to do your rituals within like the Jupiter hour and things of that nature. I think we touched a little bit on that in the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
You can talk about Mercury.
Yeah.
So that's another way to align the ritual with what you're trying to do and obtaining it, working in the hours of abundance. The Venus hour of the day, the Jupiter hour. Like I just had my phone open, but in the next hour, the Jupiter hour is coming up around, I think, like 7:50 or something of that nature.
Yeah.
So just to give you an example of different ways to put yourself on that frequency, and things like that. Okay.
Let's see. Also, too, another way that you can intensify the energy of your ritual is to actually use tarot cards. So we pulled some out for you guys,
and we like to use this a lot.
Yeah, we don't use it all the time. We use it sometimes.
I'll probably
you
use it
more than I do
in a lot of my rituals. Yeah, we don't do everything exactly alike, but
Yeah.
This is an example of doing what resonates with you, what feels good with you, and I feel like I get good results.
Yeah,
adding this to my rituals.
Okay, so one card that you can actually use one card or maybe 3 cards, but one you can definitely use is the Magician card, because you're doing magic. The Magician is someone who knows how to command energy. They're working with all 4 of the elements. Okay, so you can use the Magician card. The 8 of Pentacles, I like to tell people, if you're like entrepreneurs, you can use this because it's like your money is increasing, you're building upon your prosperity. Yeah, you're working towards a goal. So I tell people to use the 8 of Pentacles too, and then plus the number 8 corresponds with infinity. So it's like a constant cycle and stream of income coming in. So you can definitely use the 8 of Pentacles. You can use the Sun card because you think about joy and happiness. The Sun energy corresponds to gold, it corresponds to wealth. So this is another card that you can use. The most obvious is the Wheel of Fortune because this corresponds to the Jupiter energy. This actually, I believe, I can't remember which pentacle of Jupiter this is, but this definitely corresponds to Jupiter. You can use the 10 of Pentacles, especially if you're trying to, build your business. Because think about this is the final card. This is about structure. This is about contracts. This is about having everything together. The 10 of Pentacles. You can use the Empress card. She represents goddess energy. Women are very magnetic. This represents Venus energy as well. It's about drawing opportunities to you, not you hustling and chasing after things, but aligning, getting into alignment to bring to you what you need. And of course, she's very abundant. She's surrounded by the wheat fields, all the grass.
In her feminine energy.
Yeah, that's the most important part. Of course, you can use the Queen of Pentacles. This is also good if you're looking for a home. Okay, so this also has goddess energy in it as well. 9 of Pentacles, this is about luxury. Okay, a woman who has what she needs, access to resources. You're content, you're not stressed out about money. You have acquired things, material possessions. You can also use the Moon card. Money does correspond with the element of water. That's, how it corresponds with the moon energy. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there is a goddess called Moneta, Moneta. I don't know how to pronounce it, but, you think about currency, the last part, sea, water, flow, maritime law, those type of things. If you really take the time to study etymology, you'll understand the corresponding information between like the planets and energy and why we use certain words and where those words were derived from. So you can most definitely use the Moon card. You can use the 9 of Cups. This is, in my opinion, a good card to use like if you go to the casino, if you play the lottery, if you want to win prizes. This is about, satisfaction. This looks like someone who likes to win, in my opinion, the expression on his face. You can use the 6 of Cups if you want someone to gift you some money. Yeah, or if you want to receive like a loan. And for men, you guys can use the King of Pentacles. This corresponds to Taurus energy, so that earth element and abundance, that's really good to use. And then another card, which is the most obvious that I forgot. How did I forget this? I don't know how I could forget this. Actually, too, I will use that card as well. Yeah. Where is that card? These are like two different tarot decks that we have.
Oh, okay.
That one I can use.
Card. Okay.
1 second, guys. 1 second. This card is good too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to talk about how to use that one. Here it is. My gosh.
Okay.
The Ace of Pentacles. Absolutely. Because, you think about a large gold coin. You can use this for your money ritual. You can use the Six of Pentacles if you need like a loan, if you need something to be approved or something with a contract. The Six of Pentacles is really good to use. You can use the Four of Pentacles. The number 4 is about stability. You think about the 4 directions, the 4 elements, being able to acquire something. So you can use the Four of Pentacles. And I know. You can also use the Ace of Cups. I always think about Psalms 23. He anoints my head with oil and my cup runneth over. Okay, so this corresponds to that Psalms 23 energy. Water and abundance, prosperity, just everything overflowing. You have more than enough of what you need in a healthy sense. So that way you're not wanting for anything. Your needs are being met. Okay, this is also a card about things coming in and joy and celebration, prosperity. So these are some of the cards that you can use on your rituals. You can just have them on your plate or have them surrounding your plate. Now, to feed this ritual, you want to pray on this, say your affirmations out loud, your intentions at least twice a day. If you can do it 3 times a day, that's even better. I know one person, they couldn't have their candle lit while they were at work. So what they did was they took a picture of their ritual while they were at work. They took, a small lighter, looked at their picture on their cell phone, and said prayers. And I believe that still works because you're sending your intentions up into the ether. So they looked at a picture of their ritual on their phone. They had a small handheld lighter, and they were just saying their affirmations on their lunch break, saying what they needed to happen, that they were so thankful and appreciative that the money came in and what they needed came to them, so that way they can keep themselves in alignment. And then after this is burnt down, what you can do is you would gather all the wax. You can roll up into a ball, and with that you can put it into a mojo bag. You can actually bury it in the front yard of your home, so that way money is coming towards your home. You can keep the ball of wax on your altar to help, attract prosperity. You can keep it next to your money crystals and your lodestone or a magnet if that's what you were using. And at the very end, you burn your petition. That's what we like to do because, the fire is fast. It gets that momentum going. It helps to, manifest the energy faster, what you need. And you would take the ashes of your petition paper and sprinkle them in your front yard. I've seen really good results with that. I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, let me turn this over. Well, actually, let me keep it this way. I thought I could try and read it. Do you guys have any questions so far? Any questions about what we use, our techniques, or anything of that sort? You can put them in the comments, or you can DM us. We would love to answer them and hear from you guys. Yeah.
And
I'm trying to think. Yeah, is there anything else?
For tuning in. I think we included pretty much everything, all the basics, what you need to do.
Yeah.
Just to do a basic money ritual. To start building your ashe. And as you go about this, you'll start to see how elaborate things become, what comes to you, what the ancestors give you for your particular ritual that's going to work personally for you. You'll see as your magic grows and your money grows and your altar grows, it's just all, this is like, this is going to look like, I don't know, something real simple and elementary, but this is a starting point.
And if you're petitioning your ancestors, make sure you leave an offering for them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dang, where is my cigar?
Oh, I put it in that bag right there.
This bag? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, blow some smoke for them.
Oh, yeah. Blowing tobacco smoke is really great, too.
Yeah.
For your ancestors, for your ritual.
Blow some smoke for them. You can take some of the tobacco and actually put it around your plate as an offering to, you know, the spirits, your ancestors. Also, what I like to do is I like to actually take a glass and fill it up with water and keep it near the candle.
Right, because that brings spirit, and that creates the portal for spirit to come in while you're working.
Yeah, and plus money corresponds to the element of water.
So it all works together.
Yeah. Also, too, you know, really experiment with your magic, because, you know, most people say that money corresponds to the element of air now, that mercurial energy, because we're not even using physical money anymore. We're using, you know, credit cards, debit cards, prepaid cards. We're exchanging money all day through Cash App and PayPal. So try doing your money and prosperity rituals on a Wednesday to see how that affects your work. Because, you know, the two fastest elements to work with, in my opinion, are air and fire, because it's rapid manifestation, rapid energy, rapid movement. So try doing that too, because some people say, like in the older days, money corresponded to earth and the water element more. But I do see, you know, everybody doesn't always have a brick and mortar type shop, so everybody has like an online store business. I can see how money corresponds with the element of air, so that makes sense as well.
Yeah. And I think we got everything in.
Yeah. Also, too, we wanted to pull some cards. Yeah. Oh, where are your cards at? Because I want to use the Angel Abundance cards. I love those.
Oh, remember I was asking you about those?
Well, no, you have those.
Okay. Sorry, there's been technical difficulty because we don't know where those cards are.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry about that.
Well, you know what? I'll just use mine. This deck is called the Money and Law of Attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I love this.
Do I have those cards?
I don't know if you do.
Because we have so many oracle cards and decks. Sometimes we get confused.
Yeah. I love to use this in my readings for clients when talking about their money situation, their career or business. I love to use these cards for them. So the way that these cards are written, it has like a phrase in the front, and then it goes into more detail on the back. So I'll read you both sides. So let's see. All right, Spirit, what does our audience need to know about money and prosperity today? What do they need to know? What message do you have for them? You want to leave this on a good note, an empowering note. All right, and you know what? I think I might just close my eyes, fan this out. I'm going to pick one. Okay, let's see what I got here. Oh, see, this is perfect. Okay, so the front of this card says, I want to harmonize with my desire.
That's beautiful.
See, this whole night, this whole ritual, we talked about being in alignment with what you desire. So the back of this card says, anytime you feel negative emotion, stop and say, something is important here, otherwise I would not be feeling this negative emotion. What is it that I want? You guys need to be very clear before doing your rituals on what it is that you want. It says, and then simply turn your attention to what you do want. In the moment you turn your attention to what you want, the negative attraction will stop. And in the moment the negative attraction stops, the positive attraction will begin. And in that moment your feelings will change from not feeling good to feeling good. That is the process of pivoting. So that's alchemy. That's transmutation. You have to be an alchemist in your magical work.
Okay. That's beautiful, Bree.
Yeah, and I think the live is about to end, so I think we are going to end it. But we want to say thank you guys for tuning in. We love doing this for you. If you guys want to see more rituals, absolutely let us know. We also do readings for people. We do readings on love, finances, career, other topics, soul purpose, soul guidance. We also do readings for feminine energy consultations to help women align with their divine feminine energy. And we do make oils, we do make powders and stuff, so definitely stay tuned for that as well. If you guys have something custom that you have in mind, just inbox us and we'll work with you. But thank you for tuning in. I'm glad that you guys, participated in terms of watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.